Welcome to KenzuGaming, and this is not going to be a war, it's going to be a freaking genocide. You will see the masses of units which get killed here are going to be crazy. This is a DLC 3 game and we are playing for a new coalition. This is a 4-on-4 and all four of us are playing for the Soviet-Korean alliance. Or should I maybe say Союз Советских Социалистических Республик и Chosan Minchu-Chui in me, Kongaku. So let's get it on. I'm gonna increase the speed to, let's say, number 10. Yeah, let's make it 10 times the speed. I'm attacking with a rush of helicopters in Mi-24V and Mi-24D with Gornostrelki. This actually fits because we are going to be fighting a lot in the hilly areas. So that's pretty much it. Two of us are going for the city in the middle. One is going to the left, one is going to the right. And I guess we can maybe zoom in somewhere on the helicopters or something, whatever. Yeah, let's just do that. And let's watch this from my perspective. I've taken 2 cards of Mi-24V. That's why I have 6 of them. And we're charging. I'm decreasing the speed now. Let's say double the speed should be fine for now, at least in the initial engagement. And what we see here is that there are some enemy helicopters charging up. But they have turned after they have seen how many anti-air helicopters I have here. Well, something happened with my tongue. Doesn't matter. In any case, we have a lot of Gornostrelki here. 5 of them. I'm retreating with my anti-air helicopters. And on the left side, we are being overrun by some forces here. You can see a lot of helicopters there. And despite having Mi-24 there, they have a foothold in this region. The CV is advancing and our ally has actually requested help. This is also why I'm gonna help soon. Let's turn the map in a certain way so we can see actually both front lines. You can see already we're buying stuff here. The income is on very high and there were 6,000 starting points. This is also the reason why there will be so many killed units. You can see there's some commando marines marching up. But we have spawned a lot of units. You can also see 4 of my BMD-3 with VDV 90. And we're smashing the imperialist scum. And they are smashing commie scum. Well, in any case, you can already see that there is also a lot of movement here. And as my units are setting up, we can see there are attacks from 2 sides. This is almost a pincer movement, we could say. Heavy units from the right. Also some bombs. The Eagles were lucky. But also from the left side you'll see a lot of infantry advancing. Let's have a look here for a second what's happening here. It seems this attack has been repelled. But now looking this side, there are some B5 bombers advancing. Although this is very risky because at this point there could be a lot of anti-air. It has been shot into pieces. And they don't dare to attack. We don't dare to attack either, we don't have much to attack here. There are some units advancing from the left side. And Dragoner. So this is really scary because we don't know what is located here at this point. Maybe we should also have a look what's happening here. You can see there is a push to Gregory. This seems to be an even fight here. Now this is risky. There are some heavy tanks here, but not enough infantry. There is some infantry coming up here. I'm going to turn the map a little bit. The problem with this city is that it's getting shelled all the time with artillery and also bombed. And our anti-air is not strong enough. You can see there is also a push. Let's turn the map a little bit. You can see they're going here for a push. But fortunately I have my Gornostelki and they turn out to be very good in this case. So this attack has been repelled pretty much. And there we can see a Thunderbolt advancing and destroyed one of the T-90S. This is very unfortunate. But at least we took down the Thunderbolt. Now the T-90S is in a very precarious situation. It got destroyed. You can see another B5 making a deep run. It seems it managed to escape. Now this must be some cluster bombs. Are these cluster bombs? Yes. We can see some things have been destroyed here. This seems like anti-air. Now we have lost one of our players. This is due to a bad internet connection, I believe. And I have inherited his units on the right side. Now this is very complicated to show what's happening everywhere. Now I do have a foothold in Gregory, but I cannot concentrate on both sides, so I have requested someone to help me there on the right side. That someone else focuses on the right side and I can keep focused on the middle. Okay, let's have a look here. I think this is more important. This side is more important. I'm doing some sniping here. And the Yukgen 2, they are doing some good job here. They actually managed to take down the pivots, but only because those are panicked. And they even take down one Abrams M1A2, and here another one. They should be both elite at this point, and they are. But I think it's obvious that I cannot hold out here much longer. They are out of RPGs, only 4 RPGs left. But they're very brave. They push to kill the Bradley, and later they go and try to flank the Abrams tanks. But I'm going to focus here because here is a massive attack. So this is the attack which I told you about. And our units are getting wrecked. We are getting some reinforcements here, but unfortunately it was a very bad timing. And the mortars have pretty much wrecked our units. A B5 has dropped its bombs. And watch what's gonna happen now. Look at this explosion. So this was a massive help. Massive. Now my planes are approaching. F5B combination with B5s. Let's slow this down a little bit. I lost the F5B. And I also lost one B5, but I have saved our town. But you can see their attacks are relentless. Even more Syoju Buntai are attacking. I'm throwing everything I have at them, but they are doing the same thing. Fortunately they're panicked, so they're not going to be very useful, and you can see more and more are approaching. And their city is getting shelled, bombed. And unfortunately, I had 6 Iglas and they were in groups of 3. And some bomb fell on them or something happened with them and 2 teams got killed. This is a big problem. And you can see even more infantry are being thrown into the meat grinder. This was yet another good bombing run by an ally. Unfortunately, the illusion got lost. And I'm attacking again with my F5B and B5 bombers. Yet another F5B has been destroyed. The bomb didn't manage to kill much, only 3 infantries. And it seems this attack has been repelled. If you're wondering where my helicopters are, I have moved them here. This was still due to the healer rush which was at the beginning, but later they were not required. So now I'm sending an Mi-6 to refill them, and later they'll be supporting me in some attack. Now since this side seems secure, I can now have a look at the right side. You can see a friend of mine is sending some troops, some T-72, Tunguskas and so on. And unfortunately, I think that the enemies are forgetting about this position that it's taking over. Now the autocannon is deadly. But fortunately my elite infantry can destroy them easily. But as you can see, this is a very precarious situation, because if they try to push with 2 players, they could easily push me out. Now you can see there is even more attacks here. Our units are already running out of men. You can see this Lübchen has only 2 men, this one has 3, and this one has still 17, okay. But we are always at the risk that the unlucky bomb is gonna wipe out our troops. I even had to retreat my Gornostrelki, and it took some time to refill them. But you can see that even these 4 Urals couldn't refill those troops fully. They were out of missiles, out of men, out of everything. Yet another attack from the side. Let's speed it up again to 2 times the speed. You can see this is again a crazy amount of troops here. You can see their strategy is to keep sending large bulks of troops in greater numbers to lure our bombers and so on, which they then try to take down with planes and mostly anti-air. And they have been actually quite successful. Unfortunately, we were forced to send our bombers there because otherwise we would have lost the city. So it's not black and white. Here we can see another massive assault with riflemen and fire support from some units. The Gregory has been lost. Fortunately, the ally has arrived. And at this point, you can see in the middle we went for a push straight after we have seen that these units have been destroyed to prevent them from recuperating. At this point I managed to buy some books. They already killed some units. I have retreated them to prevent them getting obliterated by artillery. And you can see the advancing here is doing pretty well right now, but unfortunately it's really a tug of war because those units are being moved back and forth. The front lines are not stable on the left flank. And you can see how much shit they have here. And this caused me to decide to send my planes for a bombing run. And an ally has sent them too. What we didn't know is that they have sent their F-16. And this turned out to be pretty much a suicide attack. So I have lost another 2 F5B, which leaves me with no F5B at this point, I believe, maybe only 1. And we have lost 2 B5 bombers, so this is a massive loss. Fortunately, At this point we have a lot of artillery, so we managed to take down a lot of their troops, weakening them in Gregory considerably. There is a brawler trying to kill the Tunguska. Fortunately it was turned off on time. Now this is a very aggressive battle. You can see there is already a counterattack being mounted here in Gregory. That's why I'm also retreating my helicopters. And I'm setting up a line of defense. Just look at this area, how devastated it is. We can see vehicles burning everywhere. The town is pretty much only a heap of ash. And we can see here are all of troops. I have already ordered my artillery to shoot here, already when I saw that there is something approaching here. They got slowed down by my Gornostrelki, which I had here. They have a lot of these cheap tanks. I think they cost only 10 points. Oh, okay, 15 points. What is this? These are 10 points tanks. Unfortunately, the Buratino was in a unlucky position. I'm sending my Mi-24, pretty much throwing everything at them. This scares the Shirazagi away from me. I dropped a B-5 bombers. I also killed one of my own helicopters. This was very unfortunate accident. Yeah, collateral damage happens sometimes. Unfortunately, BM-Ds3, which I have sent to reoccupy Gregory, they turned out to meet Abrams. I didn't manage to turn them on time back. So I'm trying to slow down their advance with my Mi-24D. My helicopters are not doing especially well. And I'm trying to move up my VDV. Now the B5 is advancing. With its bomb it damaged some tanks, but it did not kill them. Look how many damages these tanks have. Pretty much everything was wrecked up. I have brought some Gornostrelki, and I have been requested to move them up here. Unfortunately, I had to focus at this area first. These Gornostrelki are amazing in the hills. Now I know why their name is such. Why they're so good in the mountains. Another two B5s. 2 tanks have been destroyed. Also, if we'll zoom into this area, we can see a lot of destroyed vehicles. You can see here a lot of destroyed tanks, where there are some Flakpanzers. What is this? Abrams tanks and whatnot. I'm moving up with my VDV. And there are also some M8 AGS advancing. They killed my Gornostrelki, but met the force of my VDV. What I'm trying to do here is to flank them. This is their spawn point, so I want to prevent them from spawning here. Set an ambush, and as soon as this ambush is finished and prepared, I can push up with my Tor, BMD, Skreshet, and all the other units. You can also see a lot of helicopters are approaching. Mi-28. Oh look, there's still a tank. I think there were 2 tanks, so that's why I send my VDV. Let's have a look at the situation of the battle at this point. You can see they're massing their troops again here. These are mostly cheap units here. However, the towns are cramped with all sorts of units. You can see I have a lot of helicopters approaching. These are my VDV, not VDV, but Mi-24. What is it? The V1s, the B1s? These are probably the P1s because they have missiles. But I have also some V1s which have the Iglas. Have a look at this amount of helicopters which is being prepared here. There are also some Mi-6 helicopters which provide them with supplies and fuel. I've moved up my forces. Now this is very risky. I have a lot of units here. If they toss a bomb here, then I'm screwed. So I try not to waste any time here. I soften up this area. And I'm moving up my forces. Now this is going to be exciting. This was a flanking attack from a cheap tank. This is a smash that is being fired, I believe. Let's have a look where it's falling. It's mostly softening up defenses. Oh, let's have a look what's happening here. My Gornostrelki are under attack. They're probably done for. So let's focus on this attack now. You can see I have a lot of losses. However, I managed to take the town with VDV. And I repositioned my Iglas. My bombers are approaching. And I've managed to take down their mortars or artilleries. I'm not sure what it was. Now when the city has been secured, we know that there is a command somewhere here. I have prepared my own command to retake this position. And my helicopters are massed here. Let's have a look from what kind of angle would it be very beautiful to look at. Well, maybe we just stick with this angle because here we can see a lot. Actually, I'm not sure. Probably this angle will be the best. Now let's speed this up. We can see there is another artillery here, and there could be forces lurking around here anywhere. This is very risky to place the walls here, but I want to prevent them from spawning because I don't have many units here, only 2 Gornostrelki. As they are spawning their helicopters, they get taken down by the Iglas, and the Mi-24 are racking up the rest. You can see they have actually a lot of forces here, a lot. Let's hide the hut, let's watch like this. I didn't see much, okay, let's just watch like this. So I have suffered, not that I have losses. Unfortunately, my helicopters are almost empty. You can see their rockets have been used up. We gained a foothold in Cheriton. And I'm moving up my tanks. Preparing for another line of attack. And here we can see there is some counter-attack being launched. Fortunately, I have my Gornostrelki here. Going for another push. Despite not having any more missiles in my Mi-24D, you can see the automatics are wrecking my helicopters. Die, automatic, die. You can see in the information tab how many units I'm losing here. I lost a lot of helicopters. but Chariton has been cleared out. And this is a good opportunity for my helicopters to retreat. And you can see a Mirage flying here. I'm firing my E-glass at it. And I take down the Mirage. Now I'm retreating. I still have some E-glass here. Sending planes against these helicopters is suicide, because when I have, let's say, 8 or even 6 Mi-24V, then obviously I'm going to destroy any kind of planes that approach me. We can see these areas being arted quite heavily, and my helicopters are retreating to be refilled here. I think we can look from this point of view now. There is a block attacking, and my Taurs take it down. Looking at this spot, which is being attacked by POC, you can see he is advancing, but only slowly. This area is very dangerous because there are a lot of troops stationed here. Some B5s advancing. Unfortunately, they still have a very strong air force. Where are the bombs? Probably no bombs. Maybe I ordered them to retreat. You can see my units are running out of fuel. The Mi-6 have arrived, and you will see how fast the Mi-6 gets sucked dry. How fast they get sucked dry. Sucked out dry or whatever. Well, you know what I mean. Okay, this is real time. Look how fast it gets sucked dry in real time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, pretty much in 5 seconds it got empty. Let's have a look at this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this one is taking longer, since this is mostly refuel. This Mi-28 didn't get much. Still, my Mi-28 are still almost empty, so I'll have to refill them with more helicopters. And I'm sending my Akulas also. Now, have a look at this Gonostelki. Only 4 men left out of 40. Here we can see another counterattack. So, POC has been pushed out from this area. And I'm mobilizing my troops, preparing for another attack. Since we have lost an ally, I can buy more of these super heavy tanks. These are UM tanks, and these are BU tanks. So I can have 3 of those. I'm moving forward, but look at these BMD-3. They run out of fuel. So I have to order my units to move on by foot. And they get bombed. This is very unfortunate because these BMD-3 don't have any fuel, they have nowhere to run. And I'm risking losing all of them. In fact, 4 of them have been destroyed already. You can see the burning host here. I moved my tanks. Unfortunately, I'm also out of supplies here. I still have supplies back in the fob. However, these helicopters need to refuel my attack helicopters first. And you can see these Urals were not enough. But it doesn't matter because these BMD-3 are not a priority. I still have a lot of other troops which I'm sending up. I got also some supply trucks from an ally. Pok is attempting another push. We can see a lot of bombs are being dropped here. They are aware that our anti-air is not that strong in this region. The Mi-6 helicopters are approaching. I'll speed it up for the last assault, which we are gonna make. Oh, you poor Mi-26, you never get anything. Mi-28. So finally all the helicopters have been refilled. It took roughly 5 full Mi-6 helicopters. Maybe even more if they suck up the whole Mi-6. Finally the front has crumbled in Fedor. And I'm also going for a push here from this side. Let's slow this down. You can see my UM. However, the Taurs are lagging behind, so later I'll stop them. I'm attacking also from this side. Somehow I forgot to place a Taur there, but at this point I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. Let them just meet here if possible. It's too late to stop the attack and send them some Taurs. And these PTR-90, they have Spetsnaz crew inside. These have Recon Spetsnaz. PTR-90 don't even need to stop. They unload the infantry and continue over the road. My P5 have been sent to clean out this city, as it was not clear what they have inside. So you can see we're closing in from all sides. The game is gonna end in 2 minutes. Have a look at the kills. They're soon gonna reach 40,000 kills. This is not something you have in every game. I have unfortunately to stop my tanks here because I cannot advance due to my own bombs. These PTR-90 are getting wrecked. I have a lot of Taurs. Now this is a very unfortunate situation. I forgot to order them to move straight away. I wanted to ensure that the helicopters are killed first, but watch this. There's some Draken being dropped with a lot of bombs, a lot of payload. Have a look at my losses. Now this artillery which is shooting at me is probably an artillery of the enemy. Now watch these Taurs. They are getting wrecked. From 8 Taurs, 5 have been killed. Fortunately there are another 6 left. Here's 3, 1 and another 2. I reached the city. I can finally unload. How many heavy tanks do I have? I still have 1 TTU-M. Okay, not anymore. Still have 2 BUs and 1 T90S. They're pushing mostly with cheap Abrams, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we have also helicopters here. Where are my helicopters? Okay, my helicopters are also approaching. Let's zoom up on them. Let's hide the HUD. The game is going to be over soon anyway, so... Okay, let's just have a look what's happening here. Probably the game's ending in a couple seconds. This must be the last CV. By now we have over 40,000 kills. If we have a look at the kills on both sides. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you think this is the crazy battle, if you think this is one of the craziest battles you have ever seen, then why don't you share it?